Hey everybody, Shannon here from the Backwoods Boys, and lovely Knives and Leather at Hole in the Wall Ranch here. And I just got this box in, went to town and got this shipment of a double burner forge that I purchased. Actually, George McClellan purchased it for me, and he wants me to make him a couple 3 knives and some leather stuff. So I do a little trading there, so it gives me a little bump here. I really appreciate that, George. George is the editor of the Backwoods Boys right now, and he's doing a great job. He's got a couple of videos up already. You better go check them out. So hey, I'm gonna switch you around here, and then we're gonna look at what we got going on here, at the contents in this box, and we're gonna unpack this forge and see what's going on here. So I'm gonna turn and just kind of look at what we got going on here. Where I bought this, the gentleman that builds these forge, I guess the name of his company is called Atlas Knife and Tool, since 2010. And there's the forge right there, double burner, 16 inches long, and has a small back door, and the front door I think I'm gonna have to buy a couple of bricks just to set in front of it there. So, but it's called a Firestorm 2-burner blacksmith forge with adjustable sliding tool rest, 2 20 psi regulators with hoses, 2 100K Venturi burners, 16-ounce Plistics 900F, not required for use. So I'm not too sure. That might be the ceramic in there. I'm not too sure, but anyway, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to set you up over here in a different location and turn you around. See if we can kind of get myself. That's going to cut my head off. So we'll lift it a little more. And I want to give a big shout out to Joel Calton with Calton. I guess it's Calton, and with Calton Cutlery. Joe has a YouTube channel called Calton Cutlery, and he has been one of my kind of go-to sources for my knife building. And I mostly go to his YouTube videos to learn a lot of stuff, and he's very, very, very knowledgeable. He's been building knives for a lot of years now, and he's just really good at what he does. And I called him on the phone and talked to him about different forges and stuff, and he didn't necessarily recommend this forge, but anyhow, I wanted to say thanks to Joe. He's also a Facebook friend of mine, and you can look him up under Joe Calton. I think he lives in Wyoming there, or maybe Colorado. I think he's Wyoming. No. So, at any rate, I'm just going to go ahead and start opening up this box here and see what we got inside. One of the things is, I thought I was going to have 2 or 3 boxes this size or something, and man, they got it in. What does it say here? It says 16 by 14 by 12. That's the dimensions of this package. It says it right on the box here, 16 by 14 by 12. So they were able to put this forge in a very small, tight package. And you know, I've never owned a propane forge. I've always forged everything with coal and a blower and an old blacksmith. You know, I can show you right now. Actually, let's do that. Let's go ahead and show you my old forge. And here's my old forge right here. It's not really my old forge. It's my forge. I'm still going to use it. It's my coal forge. It burns coal. There's the Tui iron down in there. You probably can't see. And here's the blower for it. Has a handle on it, hand crank handle with a hose that I hook up to this air inlet. But it's been a great little forge for me for a beginning knife maker. And I built, I don't know, 10 or 12 knives with that. With that coal forge. So here's the Plistics. So this is going to help. I think I have to wet this down and paint this on the inside of some of this to seal it up. You know, this thing's, you know, designed to probably get a couple 1,000 degrees temperature. So once again, hard for me to do this holding this Joby stick in the camera. So there we are. We're back in view here. Like I said, just got this bag of Plistics here, and it's some kind of masonry product, and it's also designed for heat. So, but I got a couple. Got to get rid of some of this stuff. I hate bending over, so. I'm going to bring a garbage can over to put all my garbage in. Let's see if we can pull this door down here. There we go. Something's falling. Something fall? Sound like something fell. Boy, this is a burner there. Okay, I got to get kind of resituated here. There we go. Okay, there's the two burners, and get the box out of the way. And man, that's a dandy, that's a dandy little forge. You know, I mean, I really like it. It's very solid. It looks like it's stainless steel. It might be just regular steel that's sanded down, but it's kind of got a shiny appearance to it. And there's a couple of burners here. These are the burners that where the flame is going to come out of and go into. And I noticed they have a couple of rubbers. They're literally just rubbers, just like a regular condom on the end of there, designed to cover those. Sorry to say it like that, but that's what they are, you know. And here's a piece, another, and it's heavy metal, you know. I mean, it's not light tinny stuff. This is oh man, I don't know, that's got to be a little over 1/8 inch thick, so it's pretty stout. And then looks like it's some kind of a keychain thing. I don't know if you're supposed to hang it somewhere. Maybe it's a tool, but it looks like a keychain. So I don't know if that's just something to advertise for them or what. And here it looks like we have a packing list. Got a packing list here. Looks like a packing list. Nope. It's a list of things that he sells there. Oh no. Quick reference guide for heat treating. So designer steels, tool steels, spring steels, and there's a little chart here for temperatures and recommendations for how to heat steel. So that's good. That's another plus. It's going to be really interesting to look through that. Now on the inside of the forge here, I wonder if if I can find a place for this where you can see this a little better. There's a lot of stuff on the inside here that I'm trying to pull out. The regulator and everything. This is a piece for a tool stand to slide in and out of the forge. Here's the regulator here. And another there's two regulators. See, there's another thing right there. That's one of the reasons why I chose this forge too, was even though it's a double burner, it comes with 2 hoses and 2 regulators. So if I'm only heating something really small, you know, I can run 1 burner, you know, and if I'm heating up something that's a lot longer, I can use the double burner. or I could just use both burners. You know, I'm new at this propane forge. This will be the first time I ever even used a propane forge. I've been in other shops where friends of mine were using propane forge, but this will be my first time, and this is just very, very nice. I'm almost tempted to resituate this and then give you guys a peek of this. I'm going to shorten my Joby stick up here out of the tripod position. Get it in my hand here where I can use it more. Looky there. There's the forge from this angle here. And these will be where the regulators go in, and this clamp them down. Not the regulators, excuse me, the burners. The burners will slide in there, and then there's these little clamps here that tighten them down. I suppose those clamps look like they could have been a little heavier dutier, but you know, probably doesn't take much pressure, you know, to hold that in there. And it's not super chintzy, but that's probably the lightest duty thing I've seen so far on this. But this handle's heavy duty, and this is looking down that way through there. So I wanted to show you something, and you see how it's got the hole in the other end. I'll build a little rack in here. I'll probably have to put some little flat pieces of brick in here to have a flat surface to set things on, I'm thinking. But then I think all this has to get painted with that, what'd they call it? It's called Plistix 900F. Mix with water until milkshake consistency, wet chamber, and apply very thin coat. So I have to apply a thin coat of this all over the inside of this, because I think this is cement here, and it's like a fire brick cement probably. It's designed for heat, but I think by putting that stuff on it, it is going to help protect it and keep it from chipping or breaking away, or maybe even cracking or whatever. So at any rate, one of the other things that I'm going to have to do with this before I ever light this forge, is I've got to take a trip to town, and I got to go get two carbon dioxide testers, monitors, because I don't want to get carbon monoxide poisoning. So, I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading up on it. And Joe Calton told me put one, several feet from the forge, and put one, out in the room away from the forge. And they'll have little alarms on them and stuff, and I'll probably have to open the window anyways and, air this out when this is going. I'm not 100% sure. I'll talk to some other guys about it. But yeah, hey, I'm not going to assemble this right now, because I'm going to have to put, the Plistix, I think it's called Plistix. I'm going to have to put the Plistix on there, so I might do that this afternoon. So anyway, but hey, I just wanted you guys to see this. This is the other view of that other side there. Look at that. And I'll show you. I'll grab a piece of steel here. Here's a long piece of steel right here. And this forge would heat, this steel up real easy. But if it's real long and you're doing like wrought iron, you can stick it all the way through, and you can heat whatever section. It'll heat 16 inches, So you might want to heat, this end of it, and then if it's square stock, put it in your vise and twist it, and then, slide it down further. And I don't want to mess with that too much, because, like I said, that Plistix is what's going to protect that fire brick in there, or that fire cement. So if I bump it around too much, see, little chunks are falling out already, because I tapped on that a little bit. So yeah, I want to get that Plistix on there, and get this little forge. Got to go to town, so I got a lot of research to do here. I'm right at the point of heating up some steel and making a knife. I have a few blanks over here that are left over from from me building some knives about 5 years ago, and I'll put them on the table here, show these blanks to you. These are little knife blanks. These are kind of like knives. This would be like a knife for a lady, and it's I don't even know the dimensions of my steel anymore. Been out of it for 5 years, and I'm going to have to research all my steel thicknesses and all my heat treatments, all my temperatures for all kinds of different things, from quenching oils to normalizing to quench temperatures and so on and so forth. So, but I want to go ahead and get to heating up some steel and making some knives here. Those 3 knives will make some nice little knives there. I got some handle material already for them. I got boxes and boxes of knife making stuff up here. So, and then one other thing that I guess I could have showed you was a little oven that I pulled out of a camper down here. It's been there for a few years, and I thought, well, I'll just bring it up here. A friend of mine owns it, so it's just not being used, but I'll be able to use it for tempering my knives, which you have a quench which hardens the steel on the edge, and then you temper your knife to kind of mellow your steel out, and it kind of makes it a little tougher and not so brittle, and it's just called tempering, and it just kind of mellows the steel out so it's not like an ice cube, so to speak. And that's a good way to put it, because when you harden steel, it can be very brittle and can chip and so on and so forth. But when you temper it, it just does something to the steel and does something to the molecules in the steel that make the steel not as hard and more pliable and tough. So anyhow, hey everybody, thanks for watching my channel here. I'll flip a ugly mug, and I want to just say thank you very much for tuning in to this little episode here of unboxing my Atlas Firestorm Forge. So hey, thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Really helps my channel out. And I was halfway to being monetized until I lost my editor, and been down for a couple of months now. So I don't know, maybe we can get the rest of the monetization back, but the only way to do that is from you folks watching my content. So I'm a beginning knife maker. I mean, I made some really nice knives, don't get me wrong, and I researched a lot of stuff, and you know, I think I did a really, really great job. The people that own those knives say it's the most beautiful thing they own, you know, and so that makes me feel good. And but the main thing is I definitely need more experience with metallurgy, and but I just used some kind of bulletproof quenching methods, and tested a few things, you know, and they seem to be decent knives. My son-in-law's been using one hunting. He's skinned a lot of deer and elk with it, and that one seems to be doing pretty good. It was made out of a horseshoe rasp, but anyhow, yeah, so thanks for, you know, watching the content. And like I said, I kind of veered off there with me being a knife maker. Even though I'm new, I feel like I'm really, really good at it. And I think I'll get way better, and I hope to become maybe a famous knife maker, and this will be what I do for the rest of the remainder of my life. That's been my plan for 9 years now, something like that. So and I had to move 8 hours, 10 hours from here, and build cabins and shops and help with some other buildings that got built and so on and so forth. So, but now I'm finally here, and it's like 5 years later since I built my last knife build, and I'm just about ready to crank up the forge here, but I just got to do a few safety things, getting some carbon monoxide detectors, and I need probably some material and different things. So we're going to get rolling here, but hey, thanks once again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys down the trail here. Keep an eye out for my stuff. I'm going to be doing a couple of knife builds here in the near future, so take care.